All right, how's everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys and gals. And today in this video, I'm going to show you guys and gals some tips that you can use to optimize the overall battery life on your iOS device. All right? And I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible. So hopefully, if you'll follow along with this video and adjust these things as I show them to you, this will help you get some better battery life on your iOS device. And this is actually what I do on all of my iOS devices to make sure I get the optimum battery, or as best battery as I can get possible. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's go. Now, starting off here, let's talk about some things that you can turn off and on in regards to the display to maximize your battery life. Now, two of the three things that we're going to talk about here can be found in the Action Center or Control Center. So you just swipe down on the upper right of your display. And now we're in the Action Center or Control Center. And then you want to press and hold on your brightness toggle. Okay? And here is where we want to turn on or turn off some things that regard to the automation of the display. Because although Apple does optimize your device to run automatically, it does have the adverse effect of using more battery depending on the situation that your device is in. So I always do this. I always go into my display settings and I turn off night shift and I turn off true tone. Okay? These things are turned on out of the box, so they automatically adjust your display depending on the situation that your device thinks it's in. But as I said, that can sometimes mean that you have less overall battery life. So I always turn those off. All right. The next thing you want to turn off is the auto brightness. So you can see now I have mine set to auto bright, so I have to manually adjust the brightness myself. Now, out of the box, Apple has auto brightness turned on, and the display will shift the brightness of your device depending on what it thinks the lighting scenario is. Now, this is good, especially if you use your device outdoors often. Okay, that's also how you get the peak brightness. You only get the peak brightness from your device when you're using auto brightness. But this is bad because in indoor low light situations, the auto brightness does tend to maximum dim itself, and then I have trouble seeing it. So I ran into that issue so often that I figured I'd just turn off auto brightness altogether. Now, to do this, it is a little cumbersome to find, and you do have to jump into some settings, but I'm going to show y'all how to do it now. So the first thing we want to do is come out of our Action Center, and then we want to go into Settings. Okay, then we want to go down to where you see Accessibility. Then inside of Accessibility, you're going to go to Display and Text Sizes. And in there, okay, now we're going to find auto brightness, okay? And we're going to toggle it off. You can see mine is already toggled off. Now, Apple, I don't know why they buried this setting or this toggle in so many subsettings. This should have been easily findable in the Action Center area, okay? Just like I press and hold on my brightness slider and I get my true tone and my night shift, there should have been an option there to turn off and on my auto brightness. So Apple, get on it, okay? So those are 3 display settings that you can adjust and hopefully get more battery life, okay? Now, there are 2 other things that you can do to optimize your overall battery life let's talk about it now. And just for reference, this device has been off the charger since 12 o'clock. Since 12 o'clock this morning. And y'all can see I'm only at 49%. And we're already past 12 o'clock in the afternoon for the next day. Now, granted, I haven't been using it that much. Y'all can see it's been a very light day. During the weekend, I tend not to use my devices as much. Try to give myself a digital break. Okay? But y'all can see this is really good overall battery life, especially for light usage. This is going to take me well into Sunday, if not Sunday evening or Monday morning. So good stuff here. Now let's talk about some other settings that you can adjust. The next setting that you can adjust is the location settings. Now you see, if we go into the Action Center, there's no actual location quick toggle. That's because by default, Apple has the location turned on by default. And it asks you when you launch applications for the first time, if they're applications that take advantage of your GPS module, it asks you if you want to use this, if you want to grant this application access to your GPS location all the time or only while you're using the application. Okay? Or you can set it to ask you every time. All right? Now, the other way that you can adjust it manually, we have to jump into settings. Okay, then you want to scroll down to privacy and security. And you can see here the location settings are underneath the subsetting privacy and security. So we tap on location services, and this is how you can manually turn off or turn on your GPS module for your iPhone. All right, and that will save you battery because that module actually uses up a lot of battery. So if you turn it off, you're going to actually save battery. Or you can also come in here and adjust all the applications that take advantage of your GPS to know when they're using it. And the less applications you have using GPS, the better battery life you're going to have. Okay? So prime example, I always tell you guys to turn off the location metadata in your camera. You do that from here. Okay? I showed y'all how to do that on Android often, but for those of you who don't know how to do that on iOS, you come into location services, you tap on camera, and you click never share. That turns off the location metadata for your iOS device in your camera when you take photos or record video. Okay? But you can also do the same thing for any application that requires it have access to your GPS module. Now, you can do it so it only uses it when you're using the application, but you can also turn off precision location. So with precision location turned off, it will only use your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth to give you a general location information. All right. If you turn on precise location, now it's going to use your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, and the GPS module to get as precise a location possible. All right. And I believe it's down to between 5 and 10 meters in terms of accuracy. Okay. So if you want to use your location, but you don't want it to be as precise, just turn off precise location. Okay. And if you feel like an app shouldn't have access to your location, you just come in here and you click never. Okay. Just like that. And again, if you turn off the location altogether, you will save battery life. Okay. So that's the next setting you do want to think about changing to optimize battery life on your iOS device. Okay, let's move on now. Okay, now the last setting that we want to change to optimize our overall battery life is the background application refresh setting. Okay, what do I mean by background application refresh? Now, you can see if you have a ton of apps open. I don't, because I try to make this video as easy as possible. If you have a ton of apps open in the background, Apple has this thing called save state. So after a while, when you're not using an application for about 5 to maybe 10 minutes, it will put that application into a save state mode. And then when you go back to your recent apps and you tap on the application, it will go, oh, he wants to use it or she wants to use it. It will go out to your device and go into the settings and look at the background application refresh setting and go, oh, does this application have access to background data refresh? It will check that setting. If it's checked off, it will go, okay, let me grab the data, let me refresh the page, and drop you right back into the application. Okay? But if you have a bunch of applications set to refresh data all the time, it will have the adverse effect of drawing a lot of battery. Okay? So, one thing that I recommend is you go in here and you change these settings only to have background application refresh on for the applications that you use regularly. This way you save battery and it's only using data for the applications that you actually use. Let me show you how to get to this. So, we want to dive into the settings. Okay. Then we want to go to General. And then we want to find Background App Refresh. Okay. And just like that, you come in here and you turn off or turn on the applications that you don't want to have constantly refreshing. And this will save you battery life. Okay. So if you have an application that you don't use as often, but it's refreshing in the background, come in here and toggle it off. This way you optimize the overall battery life, and it only refreshes when you open the application. Okay? Other than that, you should really only have applications refreshing consistently for applications that you use regularly. Okay? And it's just as easy as coming in here and toggling on and off just like that. Okay? So that is yet another software feature that you could turn off and hopefully gain more battery life, or hopefully optimize your battery life. Okay. Alright, guys and gals, that pretty much does it for this video. As always, I hope you guys and gals found the video helpful and or enjoyable. If you did, you know what to do. Okay? That being said, I hope everyone is having a great day. Hope you guys and gals are staying safe out there. And I will catch everyone in the next one. We are out of here. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.